If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout.
Oh my god, guys, Wara fullback review for me!
I gotta find like a tactic to try out that has a wing back on it, because if he has whipped pass, that's like the very first thing that we have to check out in game, to be honest with you. Fullback reviews, they take longer than the attacker ones, because unless I'm forcing people in that direction, like things have to happen naturally. But again, if I'm not checking out a new tactic while I review these cards, then I probably would not review these cards, because fullback reviews are pretty boring to do, right? Anyways, Shadow chemistry style for this card does not make him a lengthy. It is a controlled player, regardless, controlled explosive, mostly explosive. So if you're giving him a Shadow, you're just working with 94 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, which, to be honest, is not really that bad. It just depends on how his trackback is, to be honest. I'm saying to be honest a lot. Playstyles: Jockey, Slide Tackle, Whipped Pass Plus, Rapid, and Relentless. Okay. This card on a Shadow is going to have 94 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, better defensive stats, a bunch of attacking wingback stuff. It has fullback still. I mean, you know what? What just happened to my screen? Hello? My screen just flickered randomly. Anyways, he still has fullback, so that's good. Because honestly, if it didn't have fullback, it would be a little bit annoying. Because usually, with some formations, you just want to keep him on fullback defense. So the fact that he has the plus version of that is actually pretty good. And then it gives you the Liverpool wings, right? So, yeah, basically, we'll try him out in a tactic if I can find one that's with a wingback, and we'll see how he plays, man. Hopefully he's a beast. Hopefully I'll find something that's not trash. Okay, I found a 4-2-3-1. I'm kind of hoping that because it's a new post patch one, right? We have to see if it's any good. There you go, a little track back there from Robertson. I'll take that. Interception 2. Oh, dude, I saw him. You guys saw him at the far post, man. Oh, of course. Just want to shoot. He's like, hold up. Give me a second, bro. Give me a second. By the way, again, I always emphasize to you guys all the time, man. Playstyle pluses are a really big deal. So if you find situations like that where you're like, oh, I could just cross the ball. Like, look at Malin, right? Boom, look at that. Look at that, bro. The transition on the attacker for those crosses is so much better than the defenders. There you go. I have to cancel the run because sometimes when you press L1 and you do a pass, you kind of mess up because you're like, oh, I don't really want to overcommit this right now. That one would make sense though if I got that off. See, just good crosses. Those aren't even high percentage ones, eh? Brother, wow, that's insane. Very good, good goal. I don't even know what happened there. Why did he turn when I'm doing, like, they do that all the time, that like extra touch in an area. Like I'm just trying to shield And then I can easily get the driven pass like I can do it back in the day. And then nowadays I just do like this extra touch all the time, man. Well, he's marking there the whole time. The game has to let me switch there. That was like an easy interception too. See, even if you catch the transition with the other fullback, kind of making that run, not too bad. Bad giveaway by him. We'll take that. I mean, honestly, that's a bad pass by me, like crazy, like a hugely, hugely horrible pass. But the movement there was kind of sick, how he kind of went into the middle and then just utilized the side space again. That was dope. Oh, so I can even do that too, eh? Look at that. That's pretty crazy. Oh, the triple tap works too like that, eh? Interesting. It didn't go to the right person there, but I didn't know it worked that way. Oh, no full possession there. I like it. Nice extra passes. Good stuff. See what I'm saying? Like when you do the crosses, the attacker has the advantage if he doesn't clear it properly. You know what I will say, man? Like, just gotta block that out. I will say that, like, if I have a shadow on the card and it doesn't have a lengthy and it's 94/94, like, there's moments where I just wish it was a lengthy. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you have him on fullback plus, it's not as big of an issue. But it's just when he has to like attack on the wing back that could be a little bit more problematic, right? Because that look at that, like that difference, bro. Like you don't even, that was just random. That's just this game. But you don't even know that something like that's gonna happen. You just cross it because you see a certain space and you're like, I know my attacker is gonna attack this area a certain way. Like that's what it comes down to. Like back there was fine. Oh wow, if I scored that with Doom Freeze, that would have been good. It's okay, still occupies the spot of the center back. Nice, good magnetization there. Ah, white timed. It's a good run by Robertson, though. There you go, Robertson. I can't even get to that. Oh, Stem. Stem is a monster in this game, though. That guy's just an absolute beast. We'll take that. Nice goal. We'll take the block there. Good challenge. Nice little run there by a Jackie boy. Good stuff. Do I get that? Ooh, would have been cool. Would have been cool. Yeah, I saw him at the back post. It's like, you know what? Maybe. Well done, Robertson. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can kind of feel that out when a situation like that's going to happen. Even those, right? Like little dagger touches, little dagger crosses, you know? First to it, right? It's like that. Good challenge. Oh my goodness, that's not what I meant to do. I tried anyways. So weird with the double, with the that's the second time that's happened where the guy's right there and he's like passing it to another guy. I don't know. Pass it up. There you go. Oh, and he keeps going past. He did get the block off there. A little randomness here, and we're good. Yeah, I have to switch there. That one was being a little bit weird. How is that not a foul, bro? What? Couldn't get the initial jump. To be fair, if I have an anchor on him, maybe I get that, but like, do I want to use 90 something or 90, I'm pretty sure, acceleration, sprint speed without a lengthy? Probably not. I guess unless my tactics are like very conservative. Extra passes, extra passes. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the Robertson card. So honestly, like, you could explain them perfectly, right? A couple things to mention, right? I wish he was a lengthy on an anchor, right? That's the first thing that I want to mention, because I will say that, like, the physical stats being improved, I definitely feel like I want that on the card. But then if I do that, I'm doing that with the knowledge of his acceleration and sprint speed not being that high, which is not as bad on fullback plus defend, right? But it's mainly when you want to try to utilize that whipped pass where it could present to be a problem, which makes you feel like, hey, I got to give him a shadow to give him that pace boost and then give him that defensive boost. I will say, guys, that with roles in this game this year, if you have the intention of crossing the ball a lot, right? And you have the intention of someone who makes pretty consistent runs on his own in that wingback role, right? Because he has attacking wingback, but he also has wingback, because wingback is like selective runs, right? Like it's kind of like when you decide between like a poacher or advanced forward, right? Because it's like selective on advanced forward, poacher, it's more like boom, 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 right? It's the same kind of thing with like attacking wingback and wingback. With wingback, he's like selective. So if it makes sense and the space is there, and he's like, okay, this makes sense, he will utilize it, but he won't always overcommit, right? So it's only mainly if you overcommit where he's going to use the wingback plus or the wingback plus plus on a consistent basis. So it's actually important, in my opinion, that they gave that to the wingback part more than the attacking wingback. Because if it was on the attacking wingback and he did that consistently when you have that instruction, that trackback would be a little bit more of an issue, right? So the only two main things that I will say about this card is that on a shadow, I wish his base card stats for pace was higher, you know, maybe similar to like a Mendy where I think he's at like 95, 97, right? That little bit of extra sprint speed, little bit of extra acceleration definitely would have helped in the pace department, 100%. There's moments where it's like, oh, if I had a lengthy guy here, it would be nice, you know, or, you know, you're someone like Dalot, who has a card at, you know, 277k, look at his pace on a shadow if you don't feel like using him on a lengthy. But even if he was on a lengthy, 93, 95, on a lengthy with physical stats, right? So stuff like that, I feel like they definitely could have done to Robertson. But I would say that those are the two main nitpicky things, right? It's just the fact that you have to be careful with the pace of the card, you know, not being on a lengthy in certain situations when you have that wing back and he overcommits. But he still kind of comes back really nicely too. And then obviously it's the lack of physical if you don't go in the route to giving him an anchor and you're not using him on the fullback. But you guys know, man, in this year's game, playstyle pluses and role pluses are a really big deal. So if you have the intention of using that wingback plus plus and you're going to use crosses quite a bit, you guys can see how assisted those crosses are. They're going to be really crazy to work with, especially if you're using a formation where there's like a 4-back or like even a 4-4-2. There's a lot of people that use 4-4-2 and they don't necessarily use both of the fullbacks on defend. And one of them is actually on wingback. This is going to be your guy on wingback that's going to cross it to the guy in the far post, cross it to the guy in the right mid position that sometimes commits inside too. So just be very mindful of that. That's kind of like the whole point of unlocking these cards, is the roles that they offer and the playstyle pluses, because both of those two things on this card is very noticeable. So if you want to use him in that way, he'll be nice. But hey, you also have the option of giving him that fullback plus, right? And then you specifically selectively choose when you actually want to make those runs, because you can overcommit your fullback yourself if you want to, but then you would have to force the L1A pass for him to do that, right? So if he's there in that side position, you notice that he's there and you want him to commit, you're either going to do the 1-2 pass or you're going to tap the L1 and force him to make that run so that you can utilize that whipped pass too. So it's not wrong for you to use him on fullback as well, because defensive capabilities, he'll still do a decent job. He'll do an even better job with physical presence on an anchor, but then you just have to be more mindful of the pace, because the pace of that area is not necessarily the greatest if someone has like an Adama Traore, like really blitzing past people in that spot, right? Again, pace is not as relevant. You know, if your tactics are more conservative, it's not as relevant as previous years, but it's still going to be relevant. There's still going to be moments where if someone catches you on the counterattack, they'll go through, you know? So you just have to be very careful of that. But yeah, if you have the intention of using that wingback plus on the card with the whipped pass, then obviously he's going to do a really solid job at that for sure. Defensive qualities, I still thought he was a pretty decent card. He's no Theo Hernandez, but nobody is in this game. Theo Hernandez is just that special sauce player in this game. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.